Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin debate today, let me introducing myself first. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Aini Lestari as the Prime Minister of the new government. Before we jump into my argument, let me tell you what is your motion today and why this motion is fair or why the motion is worthy the argument. Ladies and gentlemen, our motion today is this House favor the use of positive incentive, example monetary rewards, tax benefit to encourage vaccination over punishment, example paying fine losing access to public facilities in the extra. Burden identification in the status quo. Question. First, number of vaccination. This is one of the biggest problem because there are still many people who don't want to be vaccinated. They assume that the vaccine is not safe for their immune system because many people die after the vaccine even touches not the full of the vaccine but the immune system of the body. The person being vaccinated was weak, which made it unable to withstand the effect of this vaccine. And people also assume that the existence of vaccines and people who die after vaccination make them think that this is way for the government to do business with the health sector, and that is the big problem that hinder this government program. Next, the number infected people. Ladies and gentlemen, in Indonesia, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to show an increase from time to time and has caused facilities as well as increasing material losses. So that it has implications for social, economic, and community welfare aspect. In addition, the impact on the state economy is a very significant, including a slowdown in national economic growth, a decrease in state revenues, and increase in state spending and financing. Not only that, the COVID-19 pandemic has also had an impact on the deterioration of the financial system as indicated by decrease in various domestic economic activities. And the community also feels the impact because their economy has experienced a drastic decline. Therefore, the government must think hard about how to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic so that it will decrease. It's also not only the responsibility of the government but also need for synergy and contribution from all elements of the nation, especially the community. The existence of the COVID-19 pandemic has forced the community, not only Indonesia but also the world, to limit activities due to its massive spread with a significant risk of illness and death. So, to carry out this prevention effort, the government has chosen a positive incentive method for people who want to be vaccinated because, as we know, the vaccine must indeed be done to break the COVID-19 chain and reduce the death rate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I believe in the government that chooses to use positive incentive as a way to encourage vaccination rather than punishment. Because, by the way, we give gifts and tax benefit, people will feel happy given that now that the COVID-19 pandemic is attacking, they cannot do anything about it. And what? Because by giving them gifts, they will feel very helpful about it and it can lighten their economic burden. As the opposition side not agree with government by giving punishment to people who do not want to be vaccinated. No, talk about the difference by giving punishment to the community throughout the history of the vaccination program in Indonesia, fines for vaccine refusal have never been applied because it is actually implemented. This policy of imposing sanction will be experimental because there is no evidence that support its successful implementation. I would argue that fines against vaccine refusals are inappropriate and unethical policies with bad consequences in the long run. And giving punishment to people who do not want to be vaccinated is pale because it's not effectively implemented in society, and the opposition will definitely reject the government opinion about giving gifts and benefit as a form of getting money, and this is denied by the government because the government allocate budget from the Ministry of Health and Social. Okay, thank you for our listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.